All right, this is We the People News. One more time at it. Okay, not attorney, not giving legal advice. Anything I say or do, just take it with a grain of salt. It's educational purposes only. To think outside the box. Why? Because we don't look just straightforward. We always look around us, be able to protect ourselves by any means necessary. Use that Second Amendment. Arm yourself with knowledge. All right, so right here in Texas, you may want to look at that code. I'm not going to go through that. And we're going to do the video over here, and I'm going to try to shorten it down because a lot of times he's talking to the department, and even though it's important, uh, showing what he's reading is more important, okay? Because this is each and every one of y'all's vehicles, all right? So let's go and start over here. I get the little hiccups. Hiccup-ups. All right. Before I get further ahead in this, I know over a period of time, definitions had changed and laws have, or say laws, penal code, statutes, codes, rules, and regulations have been changed. Okay? But when I was a little pup, we went to school one day. And my dad was a truck driver as I followed into that line of work. You know, I had a problem because I left my paperwork blank at school, and they got my answer wrong because I left it blank. And what it did say was to match up whatever the words is. There's words and there's a picture, and you draw the lines. Remember that when you was in school, right? Well, I left it blank because in my time of life at that particular stage, I knew the difference between a pickup and a truck. All right, my dad was a truck driver. The pickup was not a truck. All right, so it had the word truck and it had a pickup, but it never had no truck on there. So I left it blank because the truck wasn't the pickup the way I looked at it. So got to school and I went in and complained with mom and dad and all that. And my mom was always pretty informative about looking up words and definitions. So I had to grab the definition, the dictionary, and look up the definition. And I can't recall what it was at the time. So what I didn't know then and I do now is really what I did is actually did a rebuttal. Believe it or not, didn't know that I was doing that, but at the time I was doing a rebuttal. So I had to go in there, write down the two definitions between truck and pickup. And so I turned my paperwork back in there, demanded my teacher to change my grade on this. And I used the definition of the words, which teacher couldn't argue with. And because, like I said, I left that line blank because there was no truck there. And the short story was that she had to change my grade because I actually did something and I did a rebuttal of that grade using definitions and all that. So I just wanted to kind of let you guys know this because they're going to have words in there called trucks. And I still to this day call them pick 'em up. All right. And with my grandbaby, I'm actually wanting to have it say pick 'em ups. All right. My grandbaby says, hey, we're going to take the pick 'em up. All right. Let's go. So, like I said, I'm going to go to the picture of not the phone calls, but the words.
The problem with that is we're in the truck types. Okay, this is the Texas Motor Vehicle Registration Manual. Okay, truck types. The term truck means every motor vehicle designed, used, or maintained primarily for the transport.
Now, also, the word right here, used. Okay, that's actually a business term, as you will see here in the future.
Of property, including any passenger vehicle reconstructed for delivery purposes. Okay, including any passenger vehicle. Okay, reconstructed passenger vehicle and a truck are not the same. Okay, unless it's reconstructed. All right. Take y'all through a lesson real quick. Now, let me show you what we're up against. This is plausible deniability at its best. Right? Certain vehicles manufactured of special design may register at owner's option. Okay? Now y'all gonna hear her state that there is no other option. Alright? Check it out.
So, furthermore, right? So, if you go and buy a brand new one, well, right there it says owner's option. Well, I don't want this particular vehicle in this particular uh, title, right? We want to keep it out of commercial.
Either as a commercial vehicle or as a passenger car, depending on the intended use of such vehicle. Okay? Commercial vehicle or passenger vehicle. Alright? Passenger car, passenger vehicles, all the same. Okay? Now, SUVs, okay? Sports utility type vehicles and vans manufactured with windows on both sides back of the front doors designed for transportation of persons, but may have features of a commercial vehicle are classified passenger truck. Alright? And registered with either passenger or truck registration classification. Some examples of sports utility vehicles may include the following. Alright?
And he goes through that real quick. I got a Ford Expedition, right? But we don't use it in commercial capacity, even though it's tagged. Just saying, all right? Liability for the wifey.
This will be mine. Alright? Now, if a van or panel type vehicle has no side windows or windows only on one side back of the front doors, and the vehicle operates as a commercial vehicle, register the vehicle as truck registration classification. Alright? Now she just stated that my vehicle was registered as a truck. Okay? Vehicles designed by the manufacturer for optional, okay, again, optional registration classification must include.
Right? So when you go buy a brand new SUV or whatever, you want the optional on that title. That is not a truck.
Carrying capacity on the registration receipt and application for title if registered as a commercial motor vehicle. Show the vehicle class as what? Passenger truck. And she stated that my vehicles was registered as a passenger truck, so therefore it is considered as a commercial motor vehicle. Okay? This is the problem. Okay? Check it out. Y'all read on. You say it. And I am not, so I'm.
So it's not commercial. It would just be the 7625. Not unless you have a business.
She said business, right? Now, let let me show you, is proof that they believe and they assume or they presume that you are in business. Now, again, certain vehicles manufactured of special design may register at owner's option, either as a commercial vehicle or as a passenger car, depending on the intended use, okay, of such vehicles. All right?
That's the reason why I showed you that one deal at the very beginning. Okay, 502.003, I believe it was.
The term use. Let me show you guys. Use. Act of employing everything or state of being employed. Okay? Application. As the use of a pen or his machines are in use. Alright?
Sit and think about this. Just the little words that they change on you, right? And, or, must, all these little words that have put you in some type of chains, right? And bound you.
It's all dealing with employment. Alright? She used the term business. Let's go there. Business. Employment. Okay? Occupation. Profession. Commercial activity engaged in for gain or livelihood. Okay? Jeez. How is it that she do not know none of this stuff? Now let's just say if I was in business, doing business, and I somehow get pulled over by a traffic enforcer, okay, and they try to citate me for a speeding ticket. Okay? Speed signs are for commercial drivers, okay? Alright. People that's operating for hire. Okay? Here's the proof. The department shall erect and maintain on the highways and roads of this state appropriate signs that show the maximum lawful speed.
Now, also, in this state, okay, just remember, I talked about in this state before. It's federal territory. That's military, courts, and all that kind of stuff. As far as I know, right now, state of Texas has never seceded its land to the federal government, or the whole state of Texas would be under federal government territory. Now, Corpus Christi, with that 100-mile borderline, they're in federal territory. It's in this state. Okay? Really, they don't even have Texas rights because they are in this state. Within this state is the federal territory. So they're not even allowed to vote.
Or who? Commercial motor vehicles. Okay? And if your vehicle is registered as a passenger truck, then it is considered as a commercial motor vehicle. Okay? Truck tractors, truck trailers, truck semi-trailers, and motor vehicles. That would be the non-CMV. Okay? Engaged in business. Okay? We all know what business means, right?
Well, and you also had to look at the definition, engaged, because you got to use that. Was my, automobile or my Ford or my Chevy, was it engaged in commercial or business activity, right? Or you rebut and deny that my Chevrolet was engaged in business, and you can use business and then right on the side of it, used, right? Because it's going back into business. The word under the definition used, which means business, in some form of business.
Engaged in the employment or occupation or profession, okay, or commercial activity, okay. transporting passengers for what? Compensation or hire. Buses. Need I say more? Okay.
In the system,
Yeah, I was wanting to do this a little quicker. Sorry, y'all.
As a non-CMV, non-commercial motor vehicle, or non-CMVs, or those that do not meet the definitions or requirements set forth by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration and the United States Department of Transportation, the DOT. These vehicles may be used, okay? May be used, okay? May be employed, okay? May be used only for transportation purposes, not for commerce. All right? An example would be an SUV, van, or car used by a driver merely to transport members of their family without intending to make money through it.
Now, people argue with me about family or guests, words, prior videos. You're not a passenger. I make it perfectly clear with anybody that I give a ride with, right? If any officers ask, you're not a passenger. You're a family or a guest.
Use. All right? Now, even though you may not be making money during your usage, you still could be in the business, okay, transporting members of your family, okay?
Again, just that little trickery of words, they just put that ball and chain on your ankles.
Business, commercial motor vehicle. Now, a commercial motor vehicle, CMV, refers to any vehicle used for business, okay? What is business? Employment, occupation, okay? Refers to any vehicle used for employment or commercial purposes. Now, again, if my vehicle is considered and classified as a passenger truck, then it's classified as a commercial motor vehicle. Okay? And if that's the case, if that is the case, then they're presuming that I'm in the business of transporting passengers. Okay? It's all a presumption, being the fact that I am registered as a passenger truck.
There you go. And you always got to do what? Rebut. Deny. 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 Rebut. These are the way the people